And welcome back, y'all, for week 2 at the NACL Fall Halo 2022. I am one of your casters and hosts, That Woo Brandon. I'm here alongside my main man, the Dalen, right here. Can you give a little introduction real quick, and if you're excited to watch some Halo today?
Yeah, man, I'm really pumped to watch some Halo tonight. I've been really grinding this past couple weeks, and so I think it'll be really fun to see some top-tier Halo tonight. Got some good maps going on, got a couple good teams. I'm pretty excited.
Yes, and tonight's match will be against the University of Utah and the Institute of Techum. And those two will be playing in a best-of-5 match, and we will be having the map pools later on. But it should be a good match for you guys to just start up and watch. Some pretty good map pool that we'll get to when we get there. But, I mean, we're both Halo players. We both have a great time watching the game, playing the game. Is there anything that you're kind of looking forward to in this kind of matchup? I guess I would say the first map I believe that we'll have will be Aquarius Capture the Flag.
Yeah, I think one super big thing for Aquarius CTF is map control. I really want to see which team takes control of the map, takes control of whichever side they choose to go on, because some people like to push car, some people like to push the P side. So I think it'll be really important which team takes those fights and wins those fights all across the map.
Yes, and right now with CTF Aquarius, I mean, it's a parallel map. Everybody knows that if you're on one side, it spawns to the other side. So I'm super excited to kind of see who can kind of take control of that. Everyone wants to kind of force to stay on top whenever they're spawning on the back base. And that's kind of where you're going to be looking at where the big struggle is. And whoever can kind of utilize the invis the best way, either running the flag by itself, being just walking it back, and or just doing some good plays to kind of stop it with the invis. So I'm really excited to see who goes for invis control.
Yeah, and another huge thing about this map is the thrust control, the heat wave control, and the shock control. I mean, you're going to see both teams going for those the entire match, and whoever comes out on top for a lot of those battles might come on top in the game, because that thrust is super pivotal for winning your gunfights. Heat wave, you're going to out BR anyone with the heat wave, and the shocks are just great for outputting damage onto multiple enemies at a time. So I think those are super important as well.
Yes, and I mean, we've seen some crazy plays. Some people can be on point with the heat wave. Some people miss it. Some people don't. It's just kind of all over the place with it being kind of the shoddy on the map. But those dynamos, as you said, with the thrusters, like dynamos are just so crazy how much it can chain. And if they're all grouped up, pushing one way, you throw a dynamo, there goes the whole team, everything.
I do have to ask you, though, are you a vertical heat wave shooter or horizontal heat wave shooter?
Oh, good question. I am a vertical heat wave shooter all the way. I tried doing horizontal, and it's just I always run into people a little bit too far for that. So when that's kind of going on, I'm like, oh, no, I got to keep it straight up and keep it that way, because that's the only way I hit them sometimes for the most part.
That thing can be a sniper if you shoot it vertical in the right spot. I mean, that thing outputs damage across the whole map. So let's see who shoots vertical and who shoots horizontal.
I was going to say here, though, are you also a heat wave user that does sometimes kill themselves whenever the bullets bounce back on the wall? Sometimes.
Maybe I think in most of those situations I blame it on a team nade. But secretly, yeah, I think it's happened to everyone a little bit, one too many times. So I will agree there, yeah.
No, I'm super excited, and we're actually jumping right into the game right now between between Utah State and the Institute of Techum. So I'm super excited to kind of get going. As we said, just who kind of breaks off into this and who will prioritize either kind of fighting for overshield or prioritize another time. So we're jumping right into it now. Agency off rip, they already got a kill, Utah.
Yeah, it's looking like we have adjacency here with the camo top mid. Getting some kills off of it. He's pushing up. Are there 3 people on USU? Or am I wrong here?
Yeah, I think I do see 3 people right now. We might have had a disconnect. So we're just going to double check and see. I do know that they just have to join back right now. Yeah, I guess it's just on them to see if they're going to be able to find someone who can join up. Because it's looking like...
we're just going to play it out here.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go for it. I think they are gonna be down one, but we'll just keep it going right now and just see what kind of goes on. And no, we're actually gonna get a
Looks like
restart
we're in.
here, actually. So we'll be sent back to our thing. So we had one person not load in that match. So sadly, that is one thing that kind of happens. It's just the way the game is right now. Sadly, people disconnect. Sadly, people can't join back into the game. So we're actually going to just close that off. Even though it was a really strong start for Utah, then even though it was a really strong start for Utah to kind of get on and get that control, the Institute was down a teammate. So we're just figuring out that problem just to get them right back into the game. And
Even though the Institute was down a player there, you did see a pretty good break out of both teams. You saw Utah went straight for that camo right away, and you saw Jason pick it up and get some use out of it. So if I was not Utah, I would take note of that, and I would play for that. You know, knowing they were going to be super aggressive on that camo off the rip this next time going around.
and if the one way to kind of counteract it with that whole entire so one way to counteract it with the invis play is to keep someone up there onto that top flag. If you keep someone on to that top flag, they at least can hide on window and kind of peek in and out to make sure that there's at least constant pressure on someone at least going for it. So if the other people are fighting on jump up and like fighting for the flag, then they'll be or fighting for the invis, then they will be able to kind of give that cover fire and help out and just pick up an easy kill. But if left unchecked, you hit a super slide just out and you're gone. You're left running. Now,
Yeah,
is
one.
there any super slide on Aquarius that you kind of like the most? Does that kind of
Um,
gets you like moving on through?
Yeah. I like to consider myself a little bit of a schmovement god. So I think a couple of my favorites are I love the one just from back base grabbing the flag out to courtyard. I think that's a super beneficial one. It gets you out of their base pretty quick. One of my favorite starts, I like to jump onto the top of like your fridge door or your shroom door, and it gets you out to fridge pretty quick, and you get out to heat wave pretty quick, and it gets you right to that other curb slide right off of fridge into P1. So those are a couple of my favorites. One that I like to hit a lot is from P1 to P2. I hit a little snap slide every once in a while if I'm feeling kind of crazy and I want to get up there a little quick. But I mean, there's a lot of potential for good movement on this map, and sometimes you see that the team with the better movement can win these gunfights and win these games. It comes down to just movement sometimes as well. So I think it'll be really good to see it on this map.
No, and the positioning is just crazy. Like that's one of the cool things about Infinite that I do like that they added a little bit. Maybe everyone's like Halo's not a running game. Halo, you don't run like old ones are there, but like as games evolve, like the old kind of like running system in Halo, how it's just the walk. I think it did need to get added just so that people can because everybody loves like flying around and having some movement and doing a good time there. So I think it did need to evolve sooner or later, and we're actually jumping right back into the game, and this time everybody's loaded up. We should be all good to go to see it.
Yeah, we'll maybe get a chance to see a little bit of that sprint mechanic off the off the rip of this game. I have to say I wasn't the biggest fan of it when it came in, but I think it's grown on me now. It's more of a intro to sliding, I guess. So you sprint to slide, and I'm a big slider in this game. So we'll break it off. We got some shots through window coming in first. Looks like we're taking a gunfight, but we see some of the blue team pushing towards P1. It looks like we're gonna fight here P2 with Heatwave. LBR there, and he gets taken down by P2.
Ooh, this has constant pressure onto this top part right here. Up on car three, very strong part for them to kind of keep control. But you see, he did kind of bounce out and escape. Just checking it out right now. Just playing on bridge.
Letting your
already
team get some
pushing out
slays,
now.
and we have a flagpole here. Taking it out there. He's gonna get smacked there.
Oh, able just to stop him on that. And Utah is down 3 now with the flag, so I think it will be returned.
Flag return.
And that puts Tekken M in a great spot.
Right now, I mean, he's on a tear right now, dude. Yajiro is going crazy right there. He was just picked up 3, able to return the flag, and then just gets finally picked off.
Cobra flag return.
We step in with Chimkin here, though. He gets the flag return here. Just sitting in car, letting his teammates get in the right positions as they get ready for maybe some slays and maybe a push here.
Right now, just kind of sitting on top right here. Agency's there. Needs to be careful. I'm sitting that top flag right here. I mean, that top flag is so just very dominant if you're able to kind of get the communication. And we see a lot of pings flying out from the side of Institute.
Yeah, I have to say that is not a feature I use that much in this game. I need to ping more, I'll be honest. I'm big on callouts. I'm not huge on pinging, but I know you love your pinging.
Hey, I ping all the time, anytime I can. Just gotta let the team to know that they're there. I got it. It's just one of the things that I always do. When you solo queue a lot, you gotta just ping as much as you can. That's kind of what's going on. But right now, they're able to pick up the flag, and this Institute might actually be able to get up this cap right now and make it 1-0. But taking a run, it's contested. No, both flags are out.
But adjacency's gonna be here. That is 4 dead for the Institute here.
That should be a cap, honestly. A little return and able, at least a pull here. Here we go, off spawn.
Yeah,
they know they're spawning into util. Ooh, little back spawn right here on Fridge.
Interesting. So it looks like Institute responded super well to being 4 dead. They kept the flag semi close to their base. But Xylon will take it out closer towards P1, but he's still going to have to fight. He's not going to be able to get it out yet.
Yeah, and they're checking corners, able to get these spawns blocked off right now, and they are taking it right now with the flag. They're still returned for the side of Agency, which is Utah. Look at that slide right there, just able to execute it, but does just get picked off right there, not having enough health.
Yeah, I get double peeked so much in this game. It just happens so often, and it looks like it got the best of him right there.
And Agency, compared to last week, is getting a really strong start for this time around. Like, Agency has been last match that he was on stream was a little bit of a slow start for him, but this game it seems that he's a little bit more in the driver's seat, sitting at a nice like 7-4, and it's looking like a good push for Institute forward.
If they're down 1, he's getting shot from his base here and getting chased top middle. Here with adjacency as he jumps off onto car 2. He might get a kill on. Yep, he gets on. Well, he misses his kill on Tyrone Wolf.
Almost needs to be careful though. It's one. And it's,
And
I mean, it's been back and forth
again.
right now. No one's been able to really sitting on a killing spree though. Never been able to secure either flag. Both been able to pull. These are these intense matches that we love to watch.
Yeah, big fight on this camo though. This is gonna be super important. We've seen both teams be pretty equal, but I think the camo, whoever comes out with it, could have that slight advantage throughout at least the next couple of spawns. I think it got picked up.
Yeah,
and there's that slide I was talking about out to mid with the thrust. It's a deadly combo, but he does get team shot and taken out. So
as I said, the Agency on a tear right now, and Yairo is right there. They're right there next to each other right now with the kills. Like they're both slaying out for their team, saying, "Hey, I'm here for y'all. You guys just gotta support me a little bit more."
It's rap play P2, no backspec, but he does get the kill, and Chimkin gets the trade.
Oh, that's just so rough. Feels bad. Halo Infinite moment right there. Just doesn't get the second punch. Not able to get it, but in the base is just getting lit up right now. And Agency, I think, is just taking the flag for himself. He said, all right, I got the kills. Now it's time for me just to cap the flag easy.
Yeah.
What?
He gets his flag towards his util, and their own flag is out on their fridge. So it's going to be a battle between flags in blue util and blue fridge. We'll see who comes out with it. We got 2 dead for both. Agency just spawning up.
Oh, with the thrust, able to get the kill.
Huge play, but adjacency with the trade.
I mean, yeah, Euro and
getting naked.
Tyrant Wolf, good lead. Oh, need to be careful there.
1v1
Returning
here,
the flag, they need to stop it.
It's a huge return, and it looks like this will be a cap for Institute, and there it is. Institute with the first cap of the game.
Oh, man, Spartan was able to slide in, and Yairo is just. I can just. Oh, not there. But I was gonna say I can just tell that my man's on a tear right now. This is just not happening. But that's a double kill right here for Solitude.
If you look at it, Chimkin is actually on his way catching up to Adjacency. This might be the Chimkin show at the end of the game. Adjacency's been turning up, but Chimkin got himself 2 kills since I've been talking about him.
Ooh, just right there, though. Gets double teamed on it. That's rough for Chimpkin. But no, Chimpkin is definitely on his way up and is running that way. But here comes the flag. Is he going to be able to stop him, though? Ooh, the
That
challenge.
is the tying flag cap from Utah State.
The nade just got him tying 1-1 now. And HC's running for his life right
They
now.
are
Sees the spawns.
flying to their base.
Hey, they at least have a game plan and they're executing right now.
They're definitely trying to put on that pressure, and you can see they're fighting. They've been fighting this P side a lot throughout most of the game. They've been fighting over on P1 and P2, pushing through Fridge now. Don't exactly have the slays, but maybe adjacency can make up for it in back base.
And as you said, Agency and Chimkin are just sitting on the top two for them, and we got Iuni and Yadiero. We got both of them onto it. Oh my god, he's at 18 actually. Hold up, Yadiero's like turned up even more than the last time I just checked on him.
Yeah, Yajiro is definitely trying his hardest right now. He's gonna need the help from his teammates to get a couple slays and just get a little bit more map control so they can get a pull and possibly get some spawn kills to get a free cap.
Able to pick it up. There goes the flag over, but the punch in the back.
And it looks like we have
I haven't seen any of them
adjacency
really
in their
be
back
using.
base.
Oh, but Yajiro, here's the matchup of the century. Not enough. Already had some shots in.
Cobra flag returned.
Were you going to say you haven't seen anyone using shocks? Because if that's what you were saying, I completely agree. I haven't really seen anybody throw them this entire game.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say, man. Hey, that's that connection right there. I was really going to say I have not seen shocks being used this time right now. And oh my gosh, reversal. Yeah, Euro is just, I mean, what a watch, right? That's what you want to see watching into these games. You just want to see some good gameplay, just turning up. Him and Iuni are both showing up. But if you look on the side for Utah, we had Xylon waking up. Like all the teams for Utah all has double-digit kills. But yeah, Euro's looking like he's going for a 40 bomb this game.
Yeah, he's definitely on his way, and Utah State is really outslaying them as a team, but Yajiro is outslaying Utah State as an individual. And so it's really the Yajiro show over here, and he's having a great time. It's tied up. Adjacency with the kill, card 3.
Oh, he's just
Text
sitting
down
there, and he's
2.
playing for his life. The hero made
He's
it
not going
out.
to chase Yajiro.
And Agency knows that he's like, hey, I got Invis, I got Heat Wave. What else can I do right now? Slowly walking up, they don't see him. Oh, he's getting shot though. They know Invis is not there. Oh, it's gone. And Yajoro's here.
Oh,
But
JC
able to
takes out
pick up.
Yajiro but gets traded.
And we have the good trade right there, helping his boy out. Flag's down there. They just don't know to see if they can get some slate. Oh, the nade. See you later, Tyrant.
Huge nade. So I think it's going to slow down a little bit here. I think the flag gets returned right there, and so we're going to reset. Both teams are 4 up. We got Solitude and Uni fighting. Solitude wins the fight over there. That's 2 down for the Institute. They get a trade there. Fight going on this car side.
2 minutes left, 42-40 on this. You only got a good amount, like a good solid, like 2 more pushes. But both teams have been able to get 4 wipes, so we're going to see how they can kind of see what they're going to do this time around, because it's looking like they're pushing through Dynamos right now, finally.
Yeah, finally starting to change it up a bit. They need to get control of at least one of these sides. It looks like we have a huge push coming in from Utah State here through the util side. All 4 of them are on the way.
Oh, man, Institute was there, though. They were waiting. They were sitting at the base, knew they were going to push up through Bridge, and they just countered it perfectly. And that's 220 bombs for the side of Utah.
Shock usage and heat wave usage, great win right there with some utility. That was awesome. So we see Yajiro getting behind a couple of the Utah State players.
I mean, hey, this guy's moving and schmooving this game, though. He's getting shots out, he didn't even heal, and he said, I'm going to re-challenge that. My goodness.
My goodness. Oh, my goodness.
My man's feeling it right now, and I'm all for it. Oh, here comes the Invis, though. Oh, the wall.
Camo flagpole, that could be deadly, but it looks like they get some eyes on him and get him down. But he did get the flag out almost to P1.
So right now, if you're Institute, you just want to fly at this and try and get top control to get some shots
Looks
off.
like they got that re. They got the re there, so no more worries there. And they have...
Just got... Right now, though, I mean, as he said, they're down. I was just saying he got caught on the clamber right there. Poor guy. That's why I take off auto clamber. That was just
get auto clamber off. Crouch jump.
Mm,
Always.
started here. Hashtag no auto clamber. You know, that's where it's got to start.
Get
But
it
this
out.
guy's looking card 3, trying to see if he can take someone down right now.
It's the melee. Nice. 2 down for the side of Utah State right now.
Oh, here they go pushing into base though. 4 in there, and I only see 2 red. And they need to be
Oh,
careful.
what a
2 go
win!
down though.
Solitude.
Oh my gosh, and Winnie's just by himself now. He's gonna try and get him pulling the flag. They're all
This
down.
might be huge
They
for
gotta
Utah
wait this
State.
spawn.
They get the free
This
here,
is up to
and then they
20.
get map
Flag
control.
return.
Man, I think Agency just loves this map, man. He's ready. He knows they're spawning fridge. He's got shots on him. He has his teammate coming to secure a kill. 1 down. Ooh, perfect
My
nade
goodness,
for
huge
Winnie.
nade.
This is a slugfest, and it's looking like we're going to overtime.
We might just, in about 3 seconds, it's going to happen unless somebody gets a flag pull. That is it. Tied 1-1 going into overtime. Huge first round. I mean, slaying back and forth the entire time.
Overtime.
Dude, I'll be back and forth for it, and now it's first one to get it right now. First one to get the cap wins the game here with overtime, and it's looking like all 4 of Institute's going right to util side.
Yeah, and Utah is all over it. They saw all of them go. They are all shooting, but looks like the Institute's getting the slays here. I don't want to speak too much. Oh, we're back.
Just past each other. They're both one.
Oh,
Oh,
when
not
Uni
enough.
gets the
Uni
win,
with the
it's huge.
slot.
4 dead for Utah State, and they get the flagpole.
Oh my Institute's they're going. I think that might be it. The team's trying their best to get over there if they can.
They just
And that's a
was
cap.
perfect.
Oh
That is
my,
perfect
and they just
execution.
flew all 4 over there. They knew they were going down, and they win it 2-1. 32 bomb for Yadiro? Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, right. We just saw like it to go to overtime. First game of the series, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm shook up after that one. But 32 for Yadiro. Agency side of Utah State, they all showed up with double digits for a while, and it was back and forth like this capture the flag that we love to see. But man, it was that perfect execution at the end. What do you think kind of broke down for them? Because they saw where they were going. Utah looked at Institute, but Institute wasn't able, or Institute pushed through pretty much like it was nothing.
Yeah, I think it was just Utah State not being able to watch the angles that they needed to watch there. And that was kind of similar to what happened at the beginning of the round, actually, the first round. It looks like the Institute pretty quickly got a cap at the beginning of that first round, and it looks like they just did the same thing again the second round. They just out-BR'd Utah State. They out-map controlled Utah State right there, and they out-flag ran Utah State at the end there. I mean, it was a complete change of pace from the middle of the first round to then. They just changed it up, won their BRs, and won the game, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Euro is just on one. Like at first, I was watching, I was like, okay, he's got like kind of a good start, double digits, everything's going well. Then all of a sudden, I look and I said, I was like 31, 32. I was like, yo, hold up now. I said, whoa, we got a beamer right here. And actually, that was a great showing from Utah State, though. Even though they weren't able to get this, like back and forth, they had great runs, great map control, and it just happened to be like one little mistake that kind of took it from them, or one over push on this side a little bit much, and they just weren't able to rally around in that overtime. But I feel like Institute's pretty pumped up for this.
Oh, yeah. If I was Institute, I'd be a huge...
And we will be actually doing a TV timeout right now, so we'll be right back in 5 minutes. And welcome back. We had a quick little 5-minute little oh my gosh, little intermission right there that we had in between it. Yeah, pretty much. We just had a quick little intermission. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm just kind of, my mind's all over the place after that overtime. I mean, the overtime flag cap, that just gets me pumped. I feel like I want to run through a wall. But on this next matchup, it goes back to Slayer. So Slayer, as we saw, Yahiro, just throwing up 32 bodies. I mean, the side of Utah needs to kind of either figure out if grouping up's a little better or letting Agency go kind of rogue and see what they can kind of happen, because he's just a menace right now, and Agency's a menace on their side. But as you said, Chimkin was right there behind him. So on Slayer, what do you think will be kind of best for them to kind of look at right now?
Yeah, Slayer is really the game mode where you see the teams that work better as a team succeed. I mean, you can be, saucy all you want, and you can get kills all you want, But if you can't play as a team, your team will go 3 down. You'll have 4 guys running at you, and that's never what you want. So we're getting into the lobby here. Slayer, Aquarius. Let's see how the teams break off, because that's also going to be super important as well. Who goes for that shock? Who goes for the camo? And who goes for that BR control or white control or control, depending on whatever you want to call it.
No, and that's shock. I mean, shock is like shock can make or break a lot of things that kind of happen. If you're able to get one pick, then you know they're down, they fly. Right now, looking like Institute wants to kind of look at this overshield. It's faking going up. Someone still blast though. Utah with the first kill. 2 kills.
Yeah, and they're going to have Tyrant Absolute, so he cannot contest his camo. Looks like it's going to be a free camo for Utah State. Great execution on that. Waiting, being patient, getting the slays they need, and then making the push. That's fantastic. And they're
a nice
and they get
jump
traded.
Up from... Yeah, he almost made it out. He was almost running, but they spawned up right there next to him, and that is a rough part.
Looks like Shock's going down in batteries as well.
They're playing off of each other. Got a little separated for both teams right now.
Yeah, we see Utah State is going to be 4 up, and Institute spawning back, but they're getting taken down.
And Chimkin was able to keep Invis after he was able to kill. He stood there and just started healing up. We got 2 pushing him, right? 3
Look
pushing.
at this, all 4 pushing this guy on C plat.
I mean, that is just... And then they're able to... That is just teamwork right there. I mean, they're just flying in, and here comes Institute trying to recover. But Utah needs some help right now.
It looks like
the agency's able to trade out. And Chimkin, that is huge for Utah.
I mean, that is exactly what I was talking about. Playing together as a team and just finding a guy by himself and sprinting at him and getting the kill. I mean, Utah did that. That was textbook. Perfect right there.
They
Isolating
saw that he was
your
by
4v1s.
himself, so they were like, fly, 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 and they just flew.
Exactly. It seems like they're a little bit trapped back here in C plat, though. Institute is getting the pressure back on. They know where they are, and they know where they need to push to get these kills.
And they're actually playing really well together right now. Both sides, they're both being very cautious. They know what's up. I think Institute's kind of feeling it right now. Being down a couple of kills right here, being down 7. So
I also don't want to jinx him, but my man Chimkin is 7-0 right now. He's kind of going off, having himself a game.
Hey, that's what you got to do. You know, he was there catching up to Jason the whole time. Oh, what a trade! Oh my gosh, Yuro, you were just something else.
Shuts down his spree, says no more, sir.
Yeah, Chimkin, just like that. I mean, you cast your curse in my man right there.
I did. Hey, I did.
And...
I said I didn't want to, but it happened. That was on me.
Oh, poor Chimkin. But hey, he's still sitting on the nice gap on Slayer right here. I think Institute felt a little bit more comfortable playing the OBJ with Slayer, able to get the respawn, and now that they can die a bunch, because they did have a good amount of deaths last match. But right now, they're really feeling it with them able to have it. But a little bring back right here, down 7 again. 9 minutes left, and they do have shock right now. So we're going to see what Institute can do.
But they know he's there, and they got the comms on him. So Utah State knows that the shock, they know that the shock went back towards Sneak as well. So they're going to be all over it. Looks like there's 2 Institute players in Sneak fighting with this guy in glass. This is going to be a pretty big battle here, this 2v2. But they get crossed, and that's 3 dead for Institute. Fantastic cross from Utah State.
I mean, Utah State either really loves this map or knows how to move around on Slayer, because that is just huge for them. I mean, they knew that they were pushed into that corner, and they, as you said, the cross shots came. Right now, he's just sitting there waiting for it. He knows Tyrant's there. Will he be able to get it, though?
They are controlling these spawns. I mean, Adjacency knew exactly where all 4 of Institute's players were going to spawn there. He knew that his teammates were in A. He knew his teammates were in gold pipes and glass. He knew that they were going to be spawning over there. And he has the shock control, see what he does with it. And he gets the perfect!
Oh, got him.
Oh.
Agency's there, man. It's just one shot. It feels so good when you hit it.
That's, honestly, I think it might be my favorite gun of the game. It is just so fun to use, especially... Looks like we're going to fight for camo, though. Huge win from Adjacency, and a win for the camo. I think it's burned. He did burn the camo.
Yeah, I'm not able to get commando shots trying to get it. Sometimes with the commando in those close quarters, you're able to just get the kill off. Even if you're behind a shot, the commando just shoots so fast, they're able to kind of make up the damage and hope that sometimes reverse it just with like a little bit of movement and a little bit of misaim right there.
I love the Commando as well. It's one of my other favorite guns. But we do see both teams 4 up now, trying to figure out where to go. We see Utah State is kind of forcing Institute to push right now. They're not taking anything too crazy. They're holding their angles, getting their comms. Yep, that's guy from A shot, gave him a comm, and they push B box. That's fantastic.
I mean, you love seeing the teamwork right here kind of happen. I mean, 27-19 right now. The game isn't fully away from Institute, and especially just like last game, anything can really happen right now. Oh, nice little thought process right there, yeah, Euro. But Chimkin says, hey, I'm on a tear right now, and you're not stopping it.
We are back on Chimkin, though, and he is just still going. I mean, since I cursed him, he's only died one more time. He is just having himself a game right now, getting shots onto more people, just outputting damage for his teammates.
You gotta be careful, man. You're gonna start casting cursing everyone in agency. They just goes on.
You know what? I might just have to. I might just have to.
Just to start getting a little chaotic.
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, come on. Well, that is 3 down for him. But, I mean, he's 12-3 for his team. And, oh, my gosh, look at those. I was about to say, look at those assists. But everybody's pretty fair out through the assist on both teams. No more than 4. You know, everybody's still kind of playing their own thing. Chimkin able to pick up another with Tyrant over there. But it's looking like Institute's just chilling on to A side of the map right now. Oh, yeah, they're kind of split right now, 2-2. Oh, poor agency's just
agency. I mean, it looks like Utah State had that last match, said, you know what, let's forget about that. Next game, Slayer. Let's play Slayer like we know to play. And they are just having fun out there. Winning their BR fights, just flying at the other team when they need to. They're just, this is textbook Slayer. I mean, they are playing it perfectly.
And with agency over here sitting on A, he was blocking the spawns for his teams to really continue these fights over here. But I mean, he's got the shock. We're trying to see some plays right now, but he's playing it very careful. Knows, hey, we're in the driver's seat. We can take our time. And that's Yairo trying to check out to see if shock is there, but agency still has it. So you got to be careful.
He said, "Don't
there.
pick me again." And Yairo said, "I'm not going to." Double nade.
Now they are starting to run away with it a little bit. I mean, 39-27. He's just sitting here waiting for someone to show up.
Oh, and he gets timing a little bit, but doesn't get the no-scope there, but it's close. He gets the assist, though, the mark assist, so he was calming at least, which is always good.
His Solitude at 9, about to have 10 assists, doing really well for himself. Shots in the door, trying to see if he can world star it. He's down 1.
Huge.
Has the
Huge
shot.
live from adjacency here.
Oh man, I thought he was gonna grapple the safety, but he grappled the challenge. He said, "No, I'm gonna use it right now." So, 43-27. I mean, his team has been a great supporting cast for him.
Yeah, and a huge key for Utah State this game. They've been shutting down Yairo. They've been finding him, taking him out, and keeping him off the map so they can get these kills. And we see, I mean, 46-28. They're only 4 kills away from this win. And it might be a pretty big one.
18. Chimkin with 18 on the Slayer right now. Ooh, with the shots. And Yairo said, "No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet." But might be done right there.
Actually, I misspoke. We were 46, but now we're at 49. 49-30. Yeah. One more kill for Utah State.
Oh man, it's super intense when it gets down to this one kill. Everyone knows that, like, oh, if you're weak, you gotta push back. Oh, but watch out, buddy. He's right there to pick it up. That's 20 bomb for Chimkin.
20 bomb for my man Chimkin. 20-4. That is a huge game from him. I mean that is just exactly what I talked about at the beginning. That was Utah State controlling the map, controlling the power weapons, and just flying where they needed to fly, and staying back when they needed to stay back. That was really good Slayer from Utah State right there.
And they woke up that match. First match, I mean, it was back and forth. They showed up, but this time Utah State really put down their foot and said, "Hey, no, we're here to play. Slayer's our game mode right now." And we're actually jumping onto the third. We're jumping onto the third map, but we will be right back with another intermission, little TV timeout, and we'll get these exciting games back because it's 1-1 in the series, y'all. Welcome back. After that exciting first two matches, it is 1-1 in this series with Utah just taking that second map against Institute. And I mean, for you to start this game with an overtime and then after that switch to the other team responding very well to that Slayer matchup, I mean, we're in for a great series. It's looking like it might go to 5 if it's back and forth the whole way, but we'll see who can kind of get their footing on this next OBJ.
Yeah, looking at this third map here, we have Koth Livefire, King of the Hill Livefire. I mean, I love this map. I love this game mode. I think it's going to be a good one. Super important on Livefire to get control of that sniper rifle in that OS. It's really what's the word I'm looking for? Like easy off the beginning to just go to P1, but you'll forget about that overshield and it'll bite you in the back. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you could focus so much on getting sniper, heat wave, and focus onto the left side of the map with the King of the Hill on that first one, and then just kind of forget about overshield over there. That is where a lot of teams worry about, to where they're like, oh, do we just continue slaying? Do we just stay here? Do we prepare for overshield by grabbing green gun? There's just so many different ways that, depending on where people are spawning and how people push out, will kind of change the path of this match. But that is the third map. So
yeah,
I mean, what can we
super
expect?
Excited.
I mean, both of them were all over the place, is what I'm saying. That one hit overtime the first match, responded very well with being very controlling. I mean, we saw Adjacency hit some shock shots, so maybe we'll see him hit some sniper shots. But yeah, Euro on this was a lot better on OBJ, so maybe he picks it up, hits a nice little snipe off spawn.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really going to be a battle between Adjacency and Euro here. I think it's super huge, but they both need the teams behind them. It's whoever's going to come out on top is whoever has the team behind them, has all four teammates, all four players playing together, going where they need to go, pushing together, watching their crosses, and doing everything they need to do, right, just to win a game of King of the Hill on Livefire.
Yeah, I mean, and setting up on the hill is one of the great ways to kind of just keep the spawns off, and we're actually jumping right into it. So as we said, with the sniper just sitting there and heat wave being there with the overshield coming behind, that's what Halo is all about, just fighting over these power weapons that can shift the tide here, shift the tide there. So let's see, a nice little jump out over here for Adjacency, though. Knows that there's a bunch of people now over here by garage door.
Yeah, really just went there. Wasn't trying to get shots off that much. He was just looking at where those players were going. And as we see, two of Institute's players pushing top tower, but Adjacency gets control of that sniper, and it looks like they're going to be going for that OS pretty soon.
Yeah, he's ready for it. I mean, the heat wave, able to get one, knocks him down, though. Needs to be careful. Ooh, almost. We almost had a little clip right there. We almost did.
Almost
I just want to see it. I just want to see it once, you know?
But it looks like the Institute gets control of that OS, and they're going to make their way. Look at, they are halfway through the point as well. They get OS, and they get the point time. I mean, Utah State just, for lack of a better word, through the OS, but they are making their way to getting onto this hill. So that is important, but
Institute usually teams separate, but that time they were able to put both their resources to both sides to get the OV and the map and the hill control, because like they're almost about to cap it. It's kind of like if Utah was there, I'd be like, hey, clean wipe it, set up for the next one, and let's move on, you know, because it's gonna keep going. If you don't score after the first 4 hills, then the hills start resetting back onto this map. So
yeah, and it looks like I mean, I was about to say Utah State was struggling to get some slays, but right as that 2 of the players with 0 kills get their first kill, and Institute goes down. So I think we're going to need to see Utah State, as they stack up on this hill, they're just going to need to win their gunfights, get a few more kills, get a few more team shots, and they might come away with the game.
Yeah, and I mean, Xylon has had some slow starts before, so he's just got to wake up a little bit for his team. So is Uni. Both of them just got to, you know, pick it up for their team and start doing it. Oh, watch out. He picked them up, though. Shorts one. Cuts there. Not able to. Spartans there. Hill Guardian. I mean, hey, since he's been sitting in here, he said, I can kill, but I can also get OBJ points.
It looks like Utah State was really prioritizing the hill over the OS there. They thought that, you know, maybe we can leave the OS and get the hill, but it looks like the Institute's going to have that break just in time to get Utah State off the hill before they get that cap. That's huge.
And when you have Ovi like this and you know it's kind of going, maybe even going around like back tower, picking up green gun and just kind of making your way up there might be kind of the best. But they haven't been jumping into this point, and now they're like, all right, let's start getting some points for us now. Right here, Solitude. Oh, they just got him the reversal.
In very short amount of time there, the Institute was 4 dead, and that's what happened. You get a cap. Utah State got a cap from just the momentary 4 dead for the Institute. They got the spawns out, so they know they're spawning A. Uni gets this heat wave. Pushing out. Oh, and he meets 2 Utah State players. Team. He got one, and he almost gets
shooter. He almost did. We know he's a vertical shooter on the heat wave right
now. And they get the kill. That's 3 dead for Utah State right there.
Oh, here's Yairo with the sniper, though. Let's see if something can kind of happen. I mean, it's always so satisfying. Hitting a shock shot, hitting a snipe shot, and like it just feels so good. But oh, got one with the switch.
Oh, the stick double.
I mean, I could just see Yairo's like passion just flowing out of him right now with that, just the movement. Agency too, whenever he picks it up.
And while we were sitting there talking, Institute got another point. I mean, they were just on the point the entire time. Utah State could not get them off. It's like Yairo was just locking them down and shooting all 4 of them at the exact same time, and they're getting more points on the next hill. So they are on this 4th hill right now, just going at it.
My goodness, I just think Institute is an LBJ team because they're just throwing bodies in there. Yairo is sitting here. Oh my,
Ooh!
God, so close, so close.
Going for these no-scopes.
Yeah, he's just doing it. He's just in flow state. Like Yairo is just in flow state right now. He's sitting here waiting. Bounces the nade back, can't get that one. Misses the other one. I mean, goodness, this guy did moving and schmoving it. Oh, but watch out for the nade, bud.
And yet again, while we're looking at these players play, they get another hit. They get another hill. I mean, Institute is just rolling through these hills right now, rolling through Utah State in this King of the Hill game.
Yeah, they really just gotta bring Utah State has to bring the same mentality to Slayer and just kind of move it around to these OBJ maps, because it's the same thing. You slay more, and it most likely, if you slay more, you will kind of come out with a win right here. But it's looking like Utah's just scrapping, and Institute knows like where the spawns are going to be, and they're just setting it up to get some damage now.
Yeah, I mean, a huge thing about King of the Hill is rotating the map in your mind in a way that you usually don't play it, right? Because Oddball, you know, we play a lot of C and A, but a King of the Hill kind of forces you to flip the map 90 degrees and play in both C and A to get control and force spawns either into B or onto Overshield. And it looks like the Institute is just absolutely teaching the lesson on doing that right now to Utah State.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look at Yairo. Oh, my goodness.
Yairo.
Look at Yairo go. He just got a killing spree. He's on his another double kill right here. Chimkin, though, with the heat wave, able to shut him down right there. That's what they kind of need. Breathe a little life, take out their main Slayer, and be like, guys, we got this. Like, it's all good. Just one dude. Like, we're doing it. But right now, they're definitely, like, off spawn. They're not shooting together. They're just playing separately while Institute just feels okay just to kind of just play around it and just kind of have them come to them because they're in the lead right now.
It's really easy for, well, JC wins at OS, so I was about to say it's super easy for teams in this situation. Down 3-1, they're about to win, to just desperate onto the hill and take it one at a time, and you just can't do that because you see that the Institute and all other teams will take you down one by one. You'll get shot by 3 people at the same time, and just like that, they'll get the 4th cap, and the game will be over. And that's a win. That's up 2-1 for Institute right there.
I mean, it's 24 for Yairo. Like wow. I mean, he's feeling it today. This series is really waking him up right now. But I mean, that's OBJ, and we really saw Utah do so well in Slayer. So I'm really surprised that it kind of came out to this 4-1 right there on that King of the Hill.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the first game, that objective game, right, it was back and forth. Huge Utah State game in that Slayer. And the Institute said, no. It's our turn now, right? We're going to show you. And they came in, and they played a dominant game in that King of Hill. So it really turns out who's going to show up in this last game? Or not last game, but I mean, this fourth game.
I mean, you're
Oddball
saying it
Streets.
exactly right. This Oddball Streets right now that's about to happen is like, I guess you can kind of say that it's a mixture of, that it's a mixture of it all. Like Oddball, as you said, there's a lot of setups, but you do get the respawns, you do get to fly back at it. So it just really depends on like what's kind of happening here this time around.
Yeah,
But
if you want to
Streets,
look at it,
I mean, that rocket control is huge.
100%. And I mean, if you want to look at it, Oddball is kind of like Slayer, but it's also King of the Hill, and you get to choose where you want the hill, right? You know, you can say, I want the hill to be an A right now. I want the hill to be back A. We'll make the hill right there. You come to us. Or we want the hill to be C. You come to C, right? So with the ball control, you're down a man that can't shoot, but you also get to choose the pace of the game and where the game goes.
Oh, that's exactly right. And if you can time it where the ball's transferring with them, and like spawns are kind of coming up diagonal, and two of your teammates went down, you can start rotating the ball, and that's really where a lot of teams start kind of differentiating on Oddball from like a good team to a great team. If they're able to transfer the ball, rotate it a bit, keep it away from the other team the whole time, or when they're about to go down, throw it out to the middle of the map right now. And we're jumping right into it on this breakoff.
So this fight for Rockets is pretty huge right here, and it looks like Solitude's going to go right out for him. He knows that his teammates are getting shots, and he gets it basically for free. Doesn't really use either of them, but at least they went in the hands of the Institute. Yeah, exactly, exactly. We do see Institute with the ball here, getting some time.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the ball hold over here? A little different, a little different than
I think it's a little unconventional, but I'm here for it. I mean, I think the cafe area is a great spot to hold. I think you really force the other team pushing you on both sides, and they're really showing you how to do it right here. I mean, Utah State doesn't really know what to do.
They're holding it really well, and like what another good thing on Oddball that separates good teams from great teams is knowing when to put the ball down and help your team shoot. Exactly. Oh, what a slide from Yairo. No way. Okay, I thought he took the ball with him. I was like, there's no way he took the ball with him there too, right?
I think he had a thrust there, actually. I think that's what happened there. He did a little thrust.
Okay, I thought that my man hit a slide. If my man hit a slide, that would be insane. But Shoddy's still in the Winnie's hand over here for Techum. And Institute is just starting to keep it going.
A little slowing down a little bit as the teams are just trying to slay out a little bit, but this shotgun control is going to be super important. Forcing the team to run up to you at ATM in close quarters and using that shotgun to get some kills. But Utah State goes 3 down here, and we got 2 Institute players on the ball. This might be the start of a good hold for the Institute.
And I think Utah just needs, like, they were able to figure out, okay, he's down one, let's fly. He's down one, let's fly. Like, they really need to be able to kind of just call out where Yairo is, because, I mean, he's kind of making it feel that, like, right now, as they're holding up in here with C with Shoddy, his team is, Yairo's able to go freely and to kind of cut people off on routes, just like this. Like, this is his map, I guess, got a killing spree, picking up Snipe and Shoddy. Timken, though, able to shut him down, and Yairo gets the Rockets. That's 1 kill for him, though. Does have another one left.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically Rockets for free. That's 2 for kills. He gets a trade. Does that mean the Rockets are down? The Rockets are down, but Spartan is there to pick it up. So it's going to stay in the hands of the Institute for now as Utah State gets some pressure on the ball.
Man, and I feel like Institute is doing a really good job. I mean, maybe they just got a little, like, stream buff right now, but a lot better of a showing than their first matches from the first week. And Yairo is just really stepping up right now for his team. But Utah, I think Utah's just uncoordinated. That's it. They're just focusing on different things. And they should, like, calm it down and be okay. Oh, yeah, just like that. That's a good win right there.
Fighting for the ball, but Institute gets those close spawns and gets right behind him and just gets the pinch from all the way around.
Oh, good eye adjacency. Able to pick him up sitting there. But, oh, my gosh. Yairo's just on a gunny today.
Yeah, and if you look at the objective time, the Institute has their ball player. I mean, they have their guy. You can tell they have their guy that they're going to have on the ball. They know that he's going to have control of that ball, and so the other ones don't have to worry about it. Right? They know
and
that
with how it's been
Spartan's
going, they set him up with Shoddy too, bro. They set him up with Shoddy, and now he's sitting with the ball and Shoddy, so it's very difficult breakthrough like this. Xylon for 2, though.
Interesting rotation coming in from the Institute there. They tried to rotate it out, but Xylon and Utah State sniffed it out perfectly, and now they have a hold towards PD, which could be huge.
And as you see, you know, juggling the ball, getting faster, trying to get the slides just to keep it out of the hands of Institute. Because now they're able to get some good time right now for Utah. The agency got kill on Yairo right there, able to get some. That's 2 down for them. Like that, now they're on a roll. Now they're waking up. And the best part about Oddball in this one, in Infinite, is now that even if you lose a round, you got another one to go. It's not just one whole big round. There's 2 rounds that you have to win.
Yep.
Oh, but they showed
like
up and picked
Institute
up those rounds.
Got those rockets and got 3 dead, so Xylon ball guy's by himself, and he's just going to get collapsed here. There's not much he can do. They're all 4 on him, and his teammates are spawning up.
Oh, the rocket goes through the wall. Poor guy.
I personally hate that spot. Shooting rockets into B is never fun because of that wall. I forget about it every time, and I shoot it through the wall every time and waste a rocket, so it's just terrible.
No, I hate it as well, but right now, like, Utah's just walking in on them. That like they're down. Oh, they're split spawn. Chimkin, good shot. That's the angles you need. But yeah, Euro's here on ledge, and he's getting double teamed. Chimkin's just trying his best right now. Yeah, Euro able to pick up the kill, but ball down.
Utah's collapsing, but Yajiro's back here in back C, able to output some damage and wait for his teammates to spawn up and save just enough time to keep Utah from that ball, but he gets taken down.
Now, this is the best part right now. Ooh, I was gonna say is the 87-51. Like, you got one last good push for the side of Utah if they're able to pick up the ball, or if Institute's able to pick up the ball. Utah's only got one more good push, but now it's looking like they're setting up on C.
Yeah, we got a Jason C on the ball, and they know that the Institute's pushing from B here. Jason C goes down. Jason C was not on the ball, pardon me, but he goes down. And they threw the ball out towards mid, so they're trying to keep Institute from having that hole in C.
Oh, and that's what you got to do when you're going down. But, I mean, they're trying their best. They know they're flying to pink, so these cross shots are key for Institute, and that's what's really doing well. Baroques are up in 6, but they only have 3 seconds left on the ball. They got the ball, though. They got to throw it out. 2 down, 4 down.
As well? They're 4 down for Institute. This is a hold with rockets from Utah State with 25 seconds left in the round. This could be pretty big for them.
Oh,
they need to get this last round of kills.
You need to be careful.
There was 1 rocket.
Oh,
2 dead on the side of Institute, but they have 1. 4 dead! They're 4 dead again!
No way. Oh my god, can Utah do it? That's pretty much it, though, because it's 8 seconds.
That's got to be the round.
Get back.
With 3 seconds left, Utah gets in, gets on the ball, picks it up, and holds it for the next 40 for the first round win. That is humongous from Utah State.
The Bandits, they just stole it like a thief in the night, like just like that. Oh my. Well, I mean, Utah took it. I really thought Institute was there. They were on a roll that whole time, but just they were able to get the Rockets control. They were able to fight back and set up and C. I mean, C's such a strong hold that you have all these angles being looked at.
And that is a huge round for momentum. Coming back like that, we'll see if Utah State can play with that. Rocket goes away.
And it's dropped. But they did pick it back up. There's still 1 rocket left.
It's another.
Oh
okay,
my
there's
gosh.
a kill.
I don't know if that should have killed him, in my opinion. But hey, you know, Rockets seem to hit like a truck when they need to.
100%. And it looks like Utah State's going to get a little bit of control early on in the round. Getting their time on ball and getting their setup ready. He gets the back. He gets the back smack.
Oh, but here's the push from Yairo. Oh, the cross shot stopped him, though. 3 down. Last one.
Dead.
Tyrant.
4 dead.
Not enough. 1 for 4. Ah, that's rough. I mean, hey, this is what Oddball's all about, though, as you said. Like, the point now has moved back A over here. So now this is the hill. And now the other team has to flow that way. But they know that people are setting up on both sides. They know they're going to get shots. It's really whoever can kind of split the resources a little bit better right now.
Yeah, and it seems like this A-hold might be what Utah State likes. They were forced into that C-hold a lot of that round, and it just wasn't exactly what they wanted. But now that they're getting this ball back A, they're getting the setup that maybe they're used to or that they're more comfortable with, and it's working okay for them. But it looks like Institute got the break here and is going to get a little bit of ball time.
That is some great teamwork from Utah right there. Oh my goodness. The good switches, the baits, like the Institute just flew in 4 down again.
I mean, what is that, the 3rd or 4th time this round that Institute's been 4 dead?
Yeah, they're just waking up. They play these rocks. They'll get another big hold. Like, that's the hard part on streets is rocks are out there, Shoddy are out there. Tyrant doing what he needs. He's able to pick up Shoddy there now. But oh, here, never mind. He still has Shoddy over here with Chimkin over here sitting on with Shoddy and Snipe. Oh, watch out behind you, bud.
And he gets away, but he's gonna get his shield back. I don't think they know he's in.
Oh, right here, balls is sitting there. They know that they're down.
There goes a
one
rocket.
rock.
They are both stuck in PD right now. This is a terrifying
Utah
spot
played
to
it
be in.
very well last time, and they're patient, just like that. Oh, my Institute knew they were sitting in PD, but just let it kind of go away. But they're down 2 now. Utah's down 2.
Chimkin is still one shot in PD right now, but he's ratting, getting the shoddy kill. He knows there's one behind him. He's on the killing spree right now. Gets a double. Oh, and Spartan trades him out with the nade.
Oh, you're not caster cursing him now. Able to pick up a double with the shot. He turns around, flicks on it. My goodness. Uh-oh. Okay, 47-20. Utah's up right now by 27. Institute is down. They're getting a little bit of scattered pushes. I do think that Institute needs to maybe just like, hey, slow it down. Instead of doing 2 and 2, maybe bait it with like 2 and have the other 2 show up a little bit later so they think that they're still coming from the other side. But Uini's able to win that, and now they have ball control and they're sitting because it looks like either Utah died out or pushed out way too far.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Utah just kind of scrambled there for a minute. I think living in PD so long, they just were kind of stuck back there, and that gave the Institute the opportunity to get the setup they wanted and get ready for it. And Utah State is stuck in C lobby right now.
And yeah, you're at a good idea. I mean, you're stopping them, you're getting shots, you're trying to pick up a kill, but like usually instead of it just being straight up, you try and like cut them as they're walking through, like two up, and you're able to cut in between them. But that one, he's going straight up, and that's some of the shots that you need. Oh, he slipped your mid. Watch out.
And you can see that the Institute's trying to rotate this ball back towards C. But Utah State is able to collapse on it.
Oh, here he goes.
Ooh, shoddy.
Watch out, buddy.
Adjacency with the win.
Oh, my goodness. Adjacency sitting at 22, though. He's sitting at 22.
Is that a double
16,
kill with a
16,
rocket?
13. I think so, off rip. I mean, oh my gosh, that is terror for Utah. Now they have one more bullet left for the side of Institute with the Rockets. I mean, look at that ball time, though. 139 over here for Spartan. He's definitely picking up for his team with that ball carrier. But, oh,
Definitely.
2 down for the side of Institute.
Utah State, here's their opportunity. They have to. It's 4v2 right now. But Yiro is able to just stay alive and get these kills.
This guy is
Trying to draw them in all the way back towards back C, and then, yep.
Wow, that, I mean, just back and forth, 3 down, 1 down. Institute is down right now. Ball's on the map, but they have a good amount of time on it. 72, so Utah is able to get the C, but doesn't have the ball control right now. Still getting shots. Throwing some spike grenades, trying to pick it up. Good angles, trying to geometry it. Oh, but down.
Huge nade, though.
One shot. Oh, here comes pushing. He hurt him.
Here comes the break. It looks like...
Oh, he's trying to throw the ball out for his teammate. Oh,
there's a double.
That's a double.
There's a... No! Adjacency missed the triple, and it looks like Institute's going to have the hold here with 3 dead on Utah State as they're spawning back up.
That's just the worst feeling. Like, you're there, and you just missed it just right for the left. And the other team's able to pick up the ball and start scoring. But, I mean, you got to win 2 rounds. 86. They still got one more push for the side of Utah, but it's looking like Institute's in control of this sitting back C right now with 2 down for Utah. The other 2 got to make something happen now.
And they have Uni all over spawners. I mean, if anyone pushes from anywhere, Institute's going to have some shots on them. And that is round 2. 1-1 in this oddball game. It's going to come down to this last one.
Facing elimination.
I mean, right now, this has been a series. Like, oh my goodness, like, back and forth the whole time. Oddball 1-1 now. Whoever takes this next one will take the map. If Institute does take it, that is game over. So Utah is on the edge of their seat right now. I mean, they're showing up. They have the kills. Just a little bit more ball rotation. Just knowing when to walk out and kind of slow down for people like ratting around. And maybe Utah will be able to take it because that's 3 down for Institute. They're able to take ball control. They like C, so it's looking like they're going that way. And they have rocks.
Yeah, I mean, this is just exactly where Utah State wants to be. It looks like they didn't get the ball into back C all the way, but they know that there's a bunch on B, and they know there's one bottom middle. So it looks like Xylon's Gonna take advantage of that. Gets the shot off into C. See if he uses the shot. He gets the kill. Nice. 3 dead for Institute.
And the last one's up top, I believe. Oh, no, I'm wrong.
Yep, there he
Oh,
is.
no, he is. There he is. I was like, there he is, though. Killing spree for Salle.
He was hiding up there. Utah State did clean him up, though. Oh, he got him a stalker rifle. How about that?
Hey, just a little better. Here comes the shotty, though. Again, Cylon just loving this shotty right now. While the team rotates the ball, I mean, they're still sitting there back Ivy with 22 points right now.
Ball taken.
Now he's rotating. Now he's going to force him to push him. Xylan's going to get the shots off. Can't exactly get the kill, but he's going to stay alive. That's super important.
Ooh, nice little slide, trying to get to safety. He knows that they're usually sitting B, waiting to see if they're going to show up. But now Institute has ball control, and I don't think they know where he's at.
I don't think he's going to try to play this correctly, but oh, I think he shot the nades. I think he knows he's there.
No,
But then again, they're not postured like it. Uh-oh.
Oh.
There's a double.
Xylon going huge for his team right now, sitting in these back lines, able to pick up double shotty kill right there. And, I mean, there Utah just takes the swift victory right there.
They get the ball.
Keep it going?
He's still going right now. Rockets are coming up, though. This is big.
Solitude able to get a kill. Oh, but he picked it up.
Ball taken.
Oh, that's 2?
That's 2 gone. That's 2 rockets gone. Yeah, definitely. But Institute went 3 down, and that's a lot of ball time for Utah State, and they know they're pushing from B here. So this could be big. Tyrant hits the pizza jump right there. He's going to be on commando.
Solid little maneuver right there. Tyrant's pushing. Ball goes out just like you need to do. Throw it out to the middle. Start getting some shots for your teammates. But here comes the little flank right here. Pushing up. Ball still there. Institute's holding it. Ooh, perfect.
Perfect from Euro.
Yeah, Euro.
One thing about this map is that throwing the ball out, it's advantageous sometimes, but sometimes you just can't get it out far enough for it to make a real difference, and you'll just find yourself stuck.
And they just scoop it up, walk back in like they're doing. But right now, this is the cutting that I was talking about, just going behind as they're walking up, thinking that everybody's in front of them. They just have just this damage from behind, and it's the worst feeling ever when you're like, yo, where are they at? Why are they behind me? And Yairo's like teaching a clinic on it right now.
And just like that, Utah State, because Euro was behind them, they're 3 dead there. And now they have to organize another push and find somewhere else to push. Try to find a Euro, try to find an open spot where they can push in. Just as the Institute takes the lead here, 58 to 54, in this last round of oddball. It's going to be a close one, and looks like ooh, he hits the jump from that commando.
Everybody's got this pizza jump unlocked, man. I need to get in the custom game and get some slides going for that. That was a super crazy jump. I mean, they did kind of nerf it a little, so now that jump, like, without having to use thrust right there, was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think we're both going to have to hop into a custom game on that, because that is not my favorite jump in the game.
It's a little bit different. Once they nerfed it, it feels a little off, but what doesn't
just like
feel
that, a trade in the
right
lead
now,
again, though.
Yeah, 71-66. I mean, this is a match, folks. Like, if you're looking for solid Halo gameplay, this is where you come to watch it, because Jesus, right now, they are going.
And they're taking the ball. They're rotating it towards Utah State. They said, we know you're spawning there. We're taking this ball to you, and we're going to get some slays, and then get some ball time right here. It's pretty big. They're going back to that hold from earlier in the game, holding it towards that Cafe Pink side, but now they're going to rotate it into C. And adjacency's there to get some shots, but can't really get the kill on the ball guy.
But the ball, there are 82 seconds. Yeah, you're flying in. Utah, you got to go now. Hey, they threw it out, as he said, is not as advantageous as they thought it was, walking it right back into C.
He caught it in the air.
Top. Oh, but bottom A, they spawned up by PD. Tyrant's still alive.
He's still living up top. That is huge. He's still living.
First team. He's going huge for his team right now, and that's killed by the nade. But Tyrant, you bought the time your team needed to show up.
It looks like there's
only a few.
I think this is it. I mean, 94, 95 now. Utah's pushing pink as hard as they can, but Institute's just going to push it towards that pizza side.
Oh, man.
And that's it. That's game.
It. That is a heartbreaker. I mean, Utah was showing up right there. Institute was flying back and forth. Like, oh, my. What a series, though. I mean, 3-1 does not show what we just saw. Like, if you saw the scoreline 3-1, you're like, oh, okay, cool, like, whatever. They're able to take a map, all this and that. No, that was tooth and nail. One mistake, one little push-up, one thing took from every single one of those matches. was not enough for Utah to get it, but that was a dogfight. I mean, it was back and forth, and I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. Euro was on one, then adjacency was on one, uh, uh, Chinwich was on one, and then at the end right there, Tyrant went huge for his team just to keep it so the spawns could so they could get back for spawn time. I mean, what do you have to say
Yeah.
about that series? And welcome back, guys. We just watched that insane series, 3-1. It goes to Institute, but Utah State was not backing down. It did not look like a 3-1 score line because, oh my goodness, we saw some crazy matches. What do you think about that, Dalen?
Yeah, I mean, if you came in just for one of those games in the middle, there's no way that you knew how this was going to end. Because at the beginning, it looked neck and neck. And then the next game, it was all Utah State. And then the next game, it was all the Institute. I mean, that King of the Hill live fire game was just huge, right? But that Slayer recharge was also huge for Utah State. And it came down to that last oddball streets. And if you joined in the middle of that, there was no way you could have known who was going to win because they were back and forth that entire time.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't even get to go. We didn't even get to Slayer Live Fire, but I mean, we saw some crazy maps blowing up from both of the teams. Great moments from both sides. Like I just had loved the back and forth, the push from one map to the other, getting confidence, not getting confidence, showing up, hitting some shots. Like that's what Halo's all about. Just playing it back and forth, the tug and war. It's the battle arena. You're just grinding it out in the meat grinder, but. Any last words you got for them, Dalen, before we send this off?
Yeah, I mean, I think the great thing for both teams is that everyone on these teams has something to be proud of about these games, but they all have something to work on for next game, right? So they all have plenty of stuff to go into practice and improve and get better and be ready for next week or whenever their next game is. So I'm just super excited to see how both these teams do throughout the rest of the year.
Yes, and that's only week 2 of this series, all leading up to the big playoff and the big tournament for the big prize pool. And that was NACL Halo week 2 of the fall 2022 season right now. We'll be back next week, 7 p.m. CST, same place, same great matches. We're all here for y'all guys. And yeah, we'll be right back. I was there. We'll see you guys next week. I'm that Woo Brandon. This is Dalen, and we'll be seeing you guys later.
See ya.